Hello dear students, I am Mrs. Bhuvaneshwari Sharanamar, Assistant Professor working in KLS College of Pharmacy, Belagavi. I will be explaining you today about contract management. So contents of my topic are definition of contract management, principles of contract management, types of contract management, benefits of contract manufacturing, challenges in contract manufacturing, who is contract giver, contract acceptor, and contract analysis and references. So definition of contract management is it is the process of managing contract creation, execution and analysis to maximize operational and financial performance at an organization, all while reducing the financial risk. So in contract management there are different aspects. First is contract. There will be a contract giver, contract acceptor and contract production analysis. First is a contract manufacturing. It is a process that establishes a working agreement between two companies. As part of the agreement, one company custom produces a parts or other materials on behalf of their clients. So it is also known as a contract manufacturing organization. And or sometimes it is called as a contract development and manufacturing organization. It is a company that serves other companies in the pharmaceutical industry on a contract basis to provide a comprehensive services from drug development through the drug manufacturing. So next is a principle of a contract manufacturing. So contract manufacturing means a firm manufactures a product for another hiring company or a firm, as it is a form of outsourcing. So the hiring firm approaches the contract manufacturer with a new design or a formula to develop or create a new project with the help of the contract manufacturer. The contract manufacturer will decide the quotation based on the land, labor, capital and organization. Generally they investigate in market and make a research on the quotation of the material and tools. And finally, production of a goods or products by one firm under the label or a brand of another firm. It is also known as a loan licensing. So contract manufacturers provides such a services to several firms based on their own or their customers' design, formula and or specifications. It is also called as a private label manufacturing. The services can range from production of a small quantities of a material for R&D purposes, development purposes, or large amounts for a clinical study usage, and ultimately sometimes a full scale production for a commercial purposes. So the global contract manufacturing market, primarily it includes the solid, liquid and the injectable type of dosage forms. So now we should know why contract manufacturing is required. What is the importance? So if you see through this diagram, so we India is a second highest company which is having a USFDA approved plants. More than 119 USFDA approved facilities ranks second after US. We have more than 119 USFDA approved facilities. Then more than USFDA standard trained personnels are available in India than other countries. So we have a huge market. So it is sometimes the other countries, USA and all, they prefer manufacturing in India at a lower cost of labors and manufacturing cost, and those products they market in their own country. So in that view, there is a huge market in India for contract manufacturing. That's why it is preferred. Yes, so this slide shows you the what are the different areas of contract manufacturing in pharma field. Okay, so about 25% of the products belong to discovery, okay, drug development stages, then 15% for API development, then 20% dosage form development, then API manufacturing 55%, dosage manufacturing 15%, and packaging or repackaging is a 15%. Yeah. Next is the types of contract manufacturing. There are two types. One is a supply and other one is a toll. So supplier is a contract manufacturer who manufactures materials for inventory. This supplier sells products from its inventory to one or more companies for their use. Next is a toll manufacturer or toller. Okay, he is the one who contracts to receive a raw material from another company. He converts the material into another form and return the converted material to the contracting company for its use or further disposition. So the basic difference between these two types of contracts is that one manufactures for its own inventory while the other manufactures according to the customer order. Okay, next is how to determine when contract manufacturing is needed. At any time during the development phase or a commercial manufacturing of a product's life cycle, you can go for a contract manufacturing. Sometimes whenever specialized manufacturing capabilities are required, okay, that are not available in-house, then we can go for contract manufacturing. Then whenever there is assistance is needed with product or process development, then the need to establish the market potential for a new product is required, okay, before investing in a specialized capabilities. That is, if the person who is manufacturing existing formulations want to, okay, invest in a another new product or formulation, in that case, before going for a large scale manufacturing directly, okay, before investing in facilities, people and all, first he can give a contract manufacturing, okay, establish a market for his new product, and then he can invest for facilities and all. Then whenever there is a difficulty, okay, encountered in breaking into the manufacturing schedule in a timely manner to produce a small research clinic or commercial batches, then also one can, okay, give a contract manufacturing. So companies are finding many reasons why they should be outsourcing their production to other companies, but the production outside of the company does not come with many risks, does come with many risks attached. Companies must firstly, okay, identify their core competencies before deciding about contract manufacture. For small companies, contract manufacturing may not be a good business strategy because they are in a still developing stage. They don't have a so much, okay, established market for their products and all. So for large companies, okay, whose market is already well established, in that case they can, okay, extend a market for a new products. Those people can go for a contract manufacturing, which is a good choice for them. So benefits of the contract manufacturing. So first one is the cost saving. Companies save on their cost of capital because they do not have to pay for a facility and the equipment needed for a production. They can also save on a labor costs such as wages, training and benefits, etc. Some companies may look to contract manufacture in low cost countries such as China and India to benefit from the low cost of a labor. Then next is a mutual benefit to contract side. A contract between the manufacturer and the producing company may last for several years. So the manufacturer will know that it will have a steady flow of business. Next is advanced skill. Companies can take advantage of skills, okay, that they may need, they may not possess, but the contract manufacturer does. Then next is the quality. Contract manufacturers are likely to have their own methods of quality control in place that helps them to detect damaged materials early. The next is a focus. Companies can focus on their core competencies better if they can hand off as a production to an outside company. Next is the economies of scale. Contract manufacturers have multiple customers that they produce for. Because they are serving multiple customers, they can offer a reduced costs in acquiring raw materials by benefiting from economies of scale. The more units there are in one shipment, the less expensive the price per unit will be. Next is the other benefits, which include the rapid use of technology, gain a global manufacturing presence, improved asset utilization, freedom to concentrate on core functions, faster time to market and access to market, etc. Next is the challenges in contract manufacturing organization or risks. First one is the quality control. In case of contract manufacturing, quality control can become a time consuming and more expensive. Then there is a flexibility problem. The production of a contract manufacturing organization can be modified, shifted, decreased or increased, whereas the reality of the experience could be the total opposite. Next is the paperwork. The contract manufacturing organization may be running a very lean operation and may not have a staff to keep track of paperwork. This is the most important and most difficult problem which is faced by the company, which poses a difficulties when filing the product with the FDA. Next is supply chain issues. Being a small company, sometimes the contract manufacturing organization may not have well developed procurement systems. In that case, there could be a problem of a procurement of the ingredients and all. Then next is the intellectual property risk. This is the most important or dangerous risk involved in a contract manufacturing. So CMOs work with many clients in spite of many precautions taking. The probability of critical product information being leaked is greatly increased. There is an increased probability of leaking of a critical product information. So your intellectual property is at risk. Next is acquisition and management change. After a long-term relationship and understanding, the CMO could be acquired by another company. All the previous relations building may go down the drain. In some cases, the value system of the new management may not be on the same wavelength with the previous management. If CMO is another country, then there are different types of barriers such as a language. They may not be fluent with English. Then time zone differences. For example, US and India, difference of 6 to 12 hours due to time zone changes is very common. Cultural variations, that is a difference in work hours and holidays. Then corruptions. People in the parent company may not have a knowledge to deal with the corrupt officials in another company. This is the major challenge again. And there is a patent issue or intellectual property right issue and local politics. Yes, next is a contract production, responsibility and analysis. So contract must be correctly defined, agreed and controlled in order to avoid misunderstandings that could result in a product or work or analysis of unsatisfactory quality. So general requirements are all arrangements for the contract production and analysis, including technology transfer, and any proposed changes in technical or other arrangements should be in accordance with the marketing authorization for the product concerned. The contract should be permit the contract giver to audit the facilities and activities of the contract acceptor or mutually agreed subcontractors. In case of contract analysis, the final approval of the release must be given by the authorized person in accordance with the GMP and marketing authorization as specified in a contract. So these are the references. Thank you.